Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Hostage, Missing Celebrity, a Korean thriller from 2021 that stars Hwang Jung-min. After a film premiere, a famous actor is confronted by some men in the middle of Seoul. Thinking it's a prank, the actor's relaxed, but when he becomes kidnapped and faces cruelty and torture, he realizes the gravity of his situation. He tries to find an escape route as the kidnappers demand a huge ransom. When the struggle begins, it's very different from what he has seen in his own films. So, Hwang Jung-min is our lead, fantastic actor, and in this role, he basically plays himself, which I found to be quite odd and unexpected. Kind of an interesting creative choice by the filmmakers, and it gives the movie kind of a meta angle, and the viewer could draw some parallels possibly to real life. The lead actress is Yoo-mi, who plays another person who was abducted by the kidnappers. So her and Hwang's character are kind of together in a, kind of like the bad guy's hideout, tied up, and they try to find an escape route. I recognized her face, but had trouble placing exactly where I saw it. So I looked up her filmography, and I realized that she was in both Squid Game and All of Us Are Dead. And I think she does a good job of picking roles because I've only seen her a few times, but I quickly recognized her face. And that's probably because she tends to make an impression when she appears in things. So she is quite good in this, and I look forward to seeing her in some future stuff. Now, the runtime to this movie, it's only about an hour and 35 minutes long, which, as I typically say in situations like this, is kind of a rarity for modern Korean films, which tend to kind of push that 2-hour mark a lot of the time. And this movie starts off pretty fast. Within the opening 5 minutes, our protagonist is introduced to the bad guys, his abductors, who harass him outside like a mini-mart on his way home after a late night of drinking. Of course, things get worse from there for him. And the bad guys in this movie are they're nutcases, man. Near the beginning, they show our protagonist a video of what they did to one of their last hostages who could not pay them sufficiently, and these bad guys do not mess around, and they have no mercy. Now, one criticism that you could make about Hostage, Missing Celebrity is that it sounds like a fairly basic premise, and it is. Pretty simplistic overall, not especially creative or unique. We've seen most of this stuff before. But it's done well. And sometimes, like I say, sometimes just the execution counts, right? And the dynamics between the characters are good. They change a little bit during the middle section. Like during the opening half hour, I was just like, I'm not sure if this movie's going to be real good or not, or how good it's going to be. But then the middle section happens, some things happen, and it really kind of won me over. So if you watch the opening 15, 20 minutes of this, and you're just kind of this movie's really nothing special, I think, give it a little bit more time, and I think you'll continue to like it more as it moves along. Certain things happen, certain confrontations arise between characters, and you may not expect that so much at the beginning. You think things are pretty clean and simple, and they are, but they put a few little wrinkles in there during the middle, and I think that made it more engaging. There are a few surprises, I thought, but they flow logically from the story and are generally well done. It's just a good slow burn suspense flick with a few chase scenes during the second half. And it does gradually get more exciting as it moves along as well. I think I enjoyed the second half of this movie more than the first. One other thing I really appreciated about this movie were the police. I kid you not. The cops in this movie are like side characters. They make an impact for sure, but they're side characters when compared to Hwang's main character. But they're actually good at their jobs. They're actually good. These are some of the most efficient investigators I have ever seen in a Korean movie, ever. I mean, most cops in Korean movies are just bumbling buffoons, and so much so that it's an obnoxious cliche in the industry at this point. But the cops here, they investigate, and they hustle to solve the case. They hustle. So that was nice to see. Because it avoids a huge cliche that I was expecting at the beginning of the film. Once they show the cops, I'm like, oh, these guys are going to be morons. They're not going to do anything helpful. No. They're on it, baby. So it was nice to see that in a Korean film for a change. So I think that's all you need to know about this movie. It's a good thriller, more suspense-based, with a kidnapping theme, and it has a really good lead actor and some good acting around him. And it's currently available streaming on Tubi and Amazon. So if you want just a good, more recent Korean thriller, check it out and let me know what you think. And as always, I will see you next time.